Hello everyone and welcome to another festive edition of Draw with Rob. With me, Rob Biddulph. There I am at my desk on the back of the very, very special Draw with Rob Christmas activity book full of fun things for you guys to do with a big Christmas theme. What's in Santa's sack? Oh, there's loads of stuff here. There's loads of draw-alongs. There's things where you colour in the rest of the picture, blah, blah, blah. If you hang around to the end of the video, I'll show you a little bit more what's inside that book in a little bit more detail. So go and check that out. So as I said, my name is Rob. I'm a children's author and illustrator. You might have seen some of my books before. Have you seen this one? It's called Blown Away, my very first book, in fact. All about Penguin Blue, who gets blown away and ends up in a place that penguins aren't usually found. Has to think of a clever way of getting back home again. Maybe you've seen my very first novel, which has only just come out a month or two ago. It's called Peanut Jones and the Illustrated City. It features, some of you might have seen my pack lunch post-its that I did for my daughter when she was at primary school. I did one every single day for her. They're the sort of starting point for this story, but it's all about this girl, Peanut, who has to try and find her dad. And as you can see, it's a pretty heavily illustrated book. So it's not like your normal chapter books. There's a lot more drawing in here. I think I've done about 200 illustrations in here and I'm super proud of it. It's a really lovely thing. It might make a good present for someone. Just saying. And my very latest picture book is this, An Odd Dog Christmas. It's a nice festive adventure for our friend the Odd Dog Out. And there's loads and loads and loads of fun drawings inside this one and a really nice story about, I suppose it's about, it's the thought that counts when it comes to buying presents. Oh, look at that. That's a nice spread. So it's not all about, spending money and buying lovely, lovely toys. It's about the thought behind a present. So it's a really nice message for Christmas for your little ones to get. So there we go. Here's my piece of paper because we are here today to do a Christmassy drawing together, aren't we? Just in case you haven't seen a Draw with Rob video before, this is how they work. Lots of people say they don't think they're very good at drawing, and I say, well, do you know what? Everybody can draw. Some people just need a bit of help with the order that we do the drawing in, which is where I come in, because what I'm going to do today, I'm going to break our drawing down into very simple kind of shapes and lines and squiggles and swirls, little kind of tiny bite-sized pieces that you can follow along nice and easy. So I'm going to draw one of these little bite-sized pieces here. You can then pause your video, copy what I do, start me up again, I will draw a bit more, then you draw, then I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw. By the end, we're going to end up with a lovely picture that we have created. Now, what is this picture going to be of? Well, there's something that I always associate with Christmas. Now, these things are around all year round, but I really associate them with Christmas for some reason. And these things are gingerbread men. So I thought today I would draw for you a lovely Christmassy gingerbread man or woman. It's up to you. When we get to the point of sort of decorating it, you can go off piste and you can do whatever you like. But first, I'm going to show you how to draw a very simple gingerbread man. Okay, the first thing you need is a piece of paper. The second thing you need is a pen or a pencil. The third thing you need is maybe some colours for a bit later on. Okay, and that's it. We're ready to go. So, let's start, shall we? Right at the top of your page, actually, sort of in about the top half of your page, I want you to draw a circle. Now, it doesn't matter if your circle is not perfect. It's actually one of the hardest things to draw is a perfect circle, freehand. It's very, very hard. And do you know what? My circle here is not perfect at all. It's a bit flat on that side. It really doesn't matter if it's not a perfect circle. Just some kind of circular shape is fine. In fact, do you know what? I prefer it when it's not perfect, when it's slightly kind of, I don't know, squashed in one direction or another. Or we've got, can you see here, I've got some little kind of brush marks. I really like that because that's what makes it look like somebody has drawn this picture. If it was a perfect circle, it would just look like it was drawn by a robot or something. And we are not robots, are we? So just do the best you can with your circle. Okay? Then from the bottom circle, so if you imagine this circle is like a clock face, from about 5 o'clock on your clock face, I want you to draw a diagonal line coming down like that. So it sort of goes, we finish, so we're about level with the side of the circle, like that. Okay? Nice and easy so far. From the bottom of this diagonal line, what I want you to do is we're going to curve around in a nice smooth sort of semicircle like that, and then we're just going to head a little way back up parallel to that first diagonal line we did, like that. Okay, then let's turn around and we're going to head back down our page towards the bottom, but not dead straight. Can you see I've gone at a slight angle like that? So we're just going to come down, probably let's go to about there. Okay, I slipped there a bit, didn't I? Did you see? But as I always say, if you make a little mistake, just keep on drawing. You can correct it when you're drawing. No need to start again. Okay, from the bottom of that line, we're going to do another one of those semicircular curves, like that, and stop there. Starting to see the gingerbread man take shape already, aren't we? Then let's head back up our page a little way to about half the length of this line here. Then we're going to curve around, and now what we need to do is basically we're going to draw this entire shape again, but we're going to do like a mirror image of it, so a flipped version. So we're going to start, we'll keep going from where we finished. We're going to come down here, so a mirror image of this side here. Then we're going to curve around just like the other side, and then we're going to head back up just like the other side. Can you see it's like a flipped version? Then we're going to turn around there, diagonally down, curve around again, before finally joining back up here. And look, our gingerbread man or woman is pretty much done. I mean, that's pretty much the shape of our gingerbread men. They're really, really easy things to draw. Now, let's add some features. Now, whether you're drawing a gingerbread man or a gingerbread woman or a gingerbread, anything you like, we're still going to probably have eyes and a mouth, aren't we? So let's start by drawing the eyes and the mouth. The eyes first. Now, I like to draw my characters with their eyes slightly below the centre of the head because it just makes them look a little bit cuter, I think. So I'm going to do mine about here. I'm going to draw quite a nice big circle, like that, for one eye. Okay, and then the other one, again, we're going to try and keep it all symmetrical. I'm going to do the other one just here, about the same size if you can. Don't worry too much if it's not perfectly symmetrical. Again, this is what gives our character personality. So you've got to remember, gingerbread men or women, they're made of, so this bit that we've drawn, the first bit is made of gingerbread, so like sort of gingery biscuity sort of stuff. Delicious. I love ginger biscuits. Oh, I really want a ginger biscuit now. But these bits, all the eyes and the mouth and all the decoration, is usually made of icing. So we're going to sort of try and bear that in mind when we do this drawing, okay? Because we want it to look like it's an iced gingerbread man character, you see. So these two bits will be the whites of the eyes. They'll be like blobs, circular blobs of icing. And then on top of that, we would have the pupils, which would be sort of circular blobs of black icing, okay? So do you know what? I'm not going to colour mine in yet, because when I colour mine in with my coloured pencils, I might even shade it a bit to make it look slightly three-dimensional, to give it that kind of icing feeling. Now I'm going to give my gingerbread man here a nice smiley mouth, but yours can be unhappy or just a dead straight mouth, whatever you want. But this is how I'm going to do my gingerbread man mouth. So we've got to remember it's made of some icing, so we're going to come down and sort of follow the curve of the head. And we're going to come around, and because it's made of icing, it's sort of rounded at the end, like that. And I'm actually going to make it so it's like sort of, if you imagine there's a tube of icing and you've sort of gone around and sort of drawn your mouth on with a tube, a sort of one of those, you know, you see them on the Great British Bake Off, those big sort of icing, I don't know what they are, they're like bags, icing bags with a little funnel at the end, and they squeeze them and they sort of draw the icing onto their cakes. I love watching that, it's very satisfying. I'm not very good at it myself though. You might think I'd be good at that sort of thing, mightn't you, because I do all this drawing, but weirdly I'm not very good at it. I don't know why. I'm quite good at doing stuff on paper, but when it comes to doing three-dimensional art, I'm not so good. It's very strange. We tried to make a birthday cake for my daughter. We tried to make a Minecraft cake for my daughter earlier this year, and it was a bit of a disaster. She said it was very good, but no, I wasn't convinced. I didn't do very well there. Never mind. Right, my gingerbread man here is nice and smiley, so I'm going to do my normal trick, which is when you're making someone look happy, you know, nice smiley mouth, you need that of course, but if you add eyebrows, a long way above their eyes. We're going to do a little icing eyebrow like that, so like a little sort of slug shape. A long way above. Look how much more cheerful he looks. There we go. Now remember, you can make your gingerbread person, you can use any design. You can add a nose, you can add eyelashes, you can add hairstyles or anything you like. I'm just doing the basic gingerbread man here, which you can copy me doing this, or you can just go off piece and you can add anything you like to yours. But I'm going to give mine a little icing bow tie. I think nice Christmassy icing bow tie. So we're going to start by drawing. I'll tell you what we do. We'll give him some buttons down the front. They always have buttons. So let's draw 3 little circles stacked on top of each other, sort of in the top half of our gingerbread man's body, like that. Okay? And around the top one, we're going to make it a bow tie. So we're just going to add 2 diagonal lines coming out at angles, like that. And then we're going to join them up with sort of a rounded, wobbly line, like that. Do the same on the other side. 2 diagonal lines. Join them up with a rounded wobbly line. And there we go, we've got a little icing bow tie for our gingerbread chap. And a couple of buttons beneath it. Another thing that I've noticed on lots of the gingerbread men that I've eaten is they have sort of like a wobbly line belt. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do it's like a sort of like the sea or something. We're going to do like a wobbly line along there, but we're not going to quite touch the ends because we want to make it look like icing. So at the end we're actually going to turn around and we're going to follow our wobbly line back like that and sort of give it rounded ends so it looks like a bit of icing. Do you see what I mean? I tell you what, let's do some wobbly lines on the cuffs and on the bottom of the legs as well. So a little sort of wobbly line there. Stop before we get to the end. Using my very thin brush pen here to do this because it's quite detailed. I'm going to actually add another one. We're going to have 2 rows of wobbly line here on my gingerbread man. I'm just making this up as I go along, to be honest, but you can do whatever you like, as I keep saying. Let's do the same over here. Wobbly, 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 wobbly. Go round like that. Do another one above. But this is the really fun part of Christmas and Christmas gingerbread men. You get to do your own designs. The rules are, as I always say, there ain't no rules. Let's do another one of those wobbly line things there. Just to give him just so we can sort of see where his feet start, I guess. Because gingerbread men are made in a very simple shape, aren't they? I guess that's just because it's easier to cut the biscuit dough into a simple shape when you're making it. Although I'm sure there's very skillful bakers out there who can do all sorts of things with their designs. So there we go. That's a pretty good start for our gingerbread man. Now, because it's Christmas, as I said, gingerbread men, they do feature a lot around Christmas, but they are around all year. If you go to a baker's, you can always find gingerbread men. But I'm going to make mine extra Christmassy by giving him a little a Christmassy biscuity Santa's hat. So what I'm going to do, just at the top of his head, slightly over to one side, we're going to add another bit of biscuit in a sort of rectangular-y shape like that, just off to one side of our gingerbread man's head. And then we're going to do a big curvy bit of biscuit that comes around there, and another curvy bit that comes around there, and then finally a nice circular shape like that. And there we go, a little gingerbread man, Christmassy hat wearing, bow tie wearing, wobbly belt wearing chap. What do you think? Nice and easy, this one, isn't it? But this is quite a nice one to do because the basic shape is so easy. You could do quite a few gingerbread men and do lots of different designs, and maybe you could cut them out, stick them to your window, or put them around the house. Maybe you can make lots of different Christmas cards with gingerbread men. Sometimes it's just really nice to have a simple design, a sort of simple shape that you can add details to make it different. So I can't wait to see what you guys do with this. As I say, this is just quite a basic one, but you could do little Father Christmas gingerbread men, or you could do angels, or you could do, I don't know, ballerina Christmas men. You can do anything you like. Ballerina Christmas men, ballerina gingerbread men or women. Anything you like, just go for it, have fun. I'm going to go away and colour mine in now. And then I'll try and explain what I've done to make it look like it's iced, okay, by adding bits of shading and shadow here and there that you might want to try yourselves. But I will see you back here I'm going to go to super speed mode, obviously. So I'll be back in 20 or 30 seconds, something like that. Okay, see you back then. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. There is my little finished gingerbread man. So can you see what I've done? Do you know what I mean? When I did the shading of the icing, I've tried to make it look a bit sort of 3D, as if it's sitting on top of the biscuit, because in real life that's what happens, isn't it? We ice on top of the biscuit. So I've decided my light's coming in from this side, so I've made it everything slightly darker, sort of down towards the bottom right. And so where this biscuit slightly sits on top of the body, there's a bit of shading underneath the chin, a bit of shading underneath all of these iced bits here, just to give it that slightly three-dimensional feel. And I've added lots of kind of dots and spots and bits and bobs here and there, a bit like when we draw our dinosaurs. It's a very similar sort of texture that I add, just to make this whole thing look a little bit more biscuity. And I think it works pretty well. So yes, there we go. The last thing we've all got to do, let's not forget, is sign our drawings. There we go, Rob, down there. I'm going to add a little bit of holly. It's Christmas, isn't it? We'll add a little sprig of holly, like we do on all of our Christmas drawings. There we go, little Christmas holly on my signature. And that's my gingerbread man. Now I am so excited about seeing your drawings this week, because hopefully you've taken my gingerbread template and you're going to make a whole host of gingerbread characters, men and women and maybe even animals. I don't know, you can do anything really. I mean, to be honest, you can watch any of my Draw with Rob videos, draw the basic shape and then add this sort of gingerbready texture to it. So you could make, I don't know, a gingerbread pufferfish or a gingerbread alligator or a gingerbread Kevin or an alien or Wilbur Seal, anything you like. That might be quite fun to see. But in the first instance, I'd love to see all of your gingerbread characters. So what you need to do is you need to get your grown-up to take a picture of your drawing, and then if they post it on social media using the Draw with Rob hashtag, that way I will get to see all of your lovely gingerbread characters. And if you're watching on Facebook, you can just comment with your picture underneath and I'll get to see all of those. Because as I say, I cannot wait to see your lovely drawings. Oh, and it's starting to really feel a little bit like Christmas now, isn't it? You've probably started your advent calendars, hopefully, and you might have the decorations up at home, and it really is starting to feel Christmassy. So, I'm excited. I don't know about you. Can't wait for the big day. So listen, I'm going to be back very soon with another festive edition of Draw with Rob, something for you to put on Christmas cards that you make, maybe, who knows, or you could make some Draw with Rob wrapping paper, something like that. So until then, I want you all to keep on drawing, keep on reading lots and lots of books, and take care of yourselves, and I will see you very soon. Okay, bye-bye. Hello everyone, just when you thought you got rid of me, here I am popping up again at the end of your video. I just wanted to very quickly tell you about this. It's the Draw with Rob at Christmas activity book. Lots of you have got the other activity book, I know, and there's more fun in this book here, and it's all festive themed. So there's loads and loads of things for you to do. We've got an arty advent for you to start off with, where there's something for you to do every single day. We've got blank Father Christmas letter pages. We've got make your own Christmas decorations, make your own Christmas cards, lots of colouring, lots of draw-alongs. Look, here we go, snowman draw-along. Loads and loads and loads of things to do. Look, you can even make your own little box for Christmas gifts. And I have got you covered when it comes to thank you cards too. Look, here, I'm going to get there. Oh, look, nearly forgot to tell you this. This is one of my favourite bits. Christmas cracker jokes. You can cut all of these out, roll them up and put them around the table at Christmas time, and all your family and friends who are with you, they can each tell a joke, and it's got little charades, and it's even got like little kind of guess the sketch ideas for you to draw along with each other over Christmas dinner. So listen, I think you're going to like this. That's what I wanted to show you. Thank you cards. Look, mums and dads, ready-made thank you card templates. No excuse not to write those thank you cards, is there? So listen, check it out. It's available wherever you get your books from, online, in person, even better. If you can find it in a bookshop, even better. It's, how much does it cost? $6.99, not too expensive. Perfect stocking filler. Actually perfect, I would say, to give to somebody on the 1st of December so they can enjoy it all the way through the build up to Christmas. Anyway, I hope you like it. I'm going to see you soon for another Draw with Rob video. Take care, everyone.